परम पूज्य सोना रिम्पोचे की दूरदर्शी सोच और प्रयासों से परम पावन दलाई लामा के आशीर्वाद से भारत के टेलीविजन इतिहास में पहली बार शुरू हुआ है एक टेलीविजन कार्यक्रम जो समर्पित है भगवान बुद्ध के दर्शन, ज्ञान और बौद्ध परंपराओं को। कार्यक्रम में दुनिया के तमाम बड़े बौद्ध धर्मगुरु, बौद्ध ज्योतिष शास्त्री रोज आप तक पहुंचा रहे हैं अमूल्य जानकारियां। सबसे पहले देखिए बौद्ध धर्म से जुड़ी महत्वपूर्ण जानकारियां। हिमालय की इन चोटियों में दूर दूर तक फैले विशाल और खूबसूरत बर्फ की चादर ही नहीं है, बल्कि एक अनमोल खजाना भी है। गंभीर लाइलाज बीमारियों को ठीक करने वाले औषधीय गुणों से भरपूर पेड़ पौधे, हर्ब्स, जड़ी बूटियों का बेशकीमती खजाना। भगवान बुद्ध के चिकित्सा ज्ञान और इन्हीं अनमोल जड़ी बूटियों के खजाने से करीब 2500 वर्षों में हिमालय क्षेत्र में विकसित हुई है एक अनोखी और बेहद कामयाब चिकित्सा पद्धति सोवा रिपा। भारत में अरुणाचल प्रदेश, सिक्किम, दार्जिलिंग से लेकर लाहौल स्पीति और लद्दाख तक और विदेशों में नेपाल, भूटान, तिब्बत तक फैले इस अनोखी चिकित्सा पद्धति सोवा रिपा के बेहतरीन नतीजे मिल रहे हैं। गंभीर बीमारियां खत्म हो रही हैं, लोग रोगों से मुक्ति पा रहे हैं। हिमालय क्षेत्र की इस बेहतरीन पारंपरिक चिकित्सा पद्धति सोवा रिपा का फायदा आपको भी मिले, आपको भी कठिन रोगों से मुक्ति मिल जाए। इसलिए कार्यक्रम शराब सांगपो लेकर आया है एक विशेष सीरीज जिसमें आपको मिलेगी सोवा रिपा चिकित्सा पद्धति से जुड़ी वो तमाम जानकारियां जो आप जानना चाहते हैं। तो देखिए हिमालय क्षेत्र की चिकित्सा पद्धति सोवा रिपा का चमत्कार। दुनिया की बेहतरीन पारंपरिक चिकित्सा पद्धतियों में से एक सोवा रिपा चिकित्सा पद्धति के बारे में आपने ये जान लिया है। इसका सिद्धांत बीमारियों को दबाने का नहीं बल्कि जड़ से खत्म करने का है। और सोवा रिपा चिकित्सा पद्धति में बीमारियां दूर करने के लिए हर्ब्स और मिनरल्स जैसी उन्हीं प्राकृतिक तत्वों का इस्तेमाल किया जाता है जिनसे हमारा आपका शरीर बना है। आज आप जानेंगे कि सोवा रिपा चिकित्सा पद्धति में कैसे की जाती है रोगों की पहचान और कैसे शुरू होता है इलाज। कई हजार वर्षों के अध्ययन और अनुभव से मिली जानकारियों के आधार पर सोवा रिपा चिकित्सा पद्धति का ये मानना है कि ये शरीर 5 तत्वों से बना है। सा यानी पृथ्वी, जिससे मांसपेशियों की कोशिकाएं, हड्डी, नाक, कान, सूंघने की शक्ति मिलती है। चू यानी जल, जिनसे खून, शरीर में मौजूद द्रव्य, जीभ और सूंघने की क्षमता हासिल होती है। में यानी अग्नि, जो शरीर को तापमान, आंखों को रोशनी और शरीर को रंग देता है। लुंग यानी वायु, जिससे सांसें चलती हैं और छूकर महसूस करने की ताकत मिलती है। और नामखा यानी खाली जगह, जैसे शरीर में बनी कैविटीज, कान का ड्रम, सूंघने की शक्ति आदि। सोवा रिपा चिकित्सा पद्धति के मुताबिक जब शरीर के इन सभी तत्वों का बैलेंस बिगड़ता है तो पैदा होती हैं बीमारियां। और बैलेंस बिगड़ने की वजह है लाइफस्टाइल यानी जीवन जीने के तरीके में और खाने पीने में बड़ी गड़बड़ी।
You have a bad habit of having wrong food and a wrong lifestyle, which are the basic cause of the disease. Tibetan medicine is based on natural things, and we believe that our body is made with the 5 elements. In the same way, the disease are nothing but the imbalance of the bodily elements.
तत्वों का बैलेंस बिगड़ते ही शरीर में परिवर्तन शुरू हो जाता है और मिलने लगते हैं बीमारियों के लक्षण। और सोवा रिपा चिकित्सा पद्धति के विद्वान 3 तरीकों से कर लेते हैं बीमारियों की पहचान। पहला तरीका है मरीज की हालत, त्वचा, नाखून और चेहरे की रंगत, थूक, पेशाब और जीभ की जांच कर।
Seeing or the visual, and you can see, many things. You can read the person who is suffering from different diseases, and you can see the complexion of the patient. You can see the behavior of the patient. From this, you can get a lot of information. And the most important thing we do in Tibetan medicine is we check the tongue of the patient, because tongue is a very good reflector. You know, you can see the reflection from the abdomen through the tongue. Like examined by touch means you can touch the patient's body, even by the roughness or smoothness of the, like you can say, skin can give you a lot of information, and hot and cold, you can say temperature of the bodily heat can also give you informations.
बीमारी की पहचान का दूसरा तरीका है छूकर, यानी पल्स की जांच कर.
When the person is healthy, you have a general kind of pulse, and when person is suffering from different diseases, you have different types of pulsations. So what is the basic cause of changes in the pulsation can prove that the pulse reading is logical and scientific.
और बीमारियों की पहचान का तीसरा तरीका है मरीज से पूछताछ.
The questioning is normally, everybody does the questionings on the basis of the symptom, but there are three ways to question question about the disease. That is what we call the past, present, and future.
बीमारी की पहचान होने पर सोआरिपा चिकित्सा पद्धति के जानकार मरीजों का इलाज शुरू करते हैं और हर्ब्स, मिनरल्स जैसी प्राकृतिक चीजों के अलावा थेरेपी से भी बीमारियां दूर भगाते हैं.
Even though we have a medicine prepared from gems and precious minerals and metals, and since Tibet is very abundant with all these plants and herbs, there's a saying that if you step two, you can get 4 plants in Tibet. So like this way, our medicines are basically based on herbs.
आखिर कैसी होती है सोआरिपा चिकित्सा पद्धति में इस्तेमाल होने वाली दवाइयां, और किन थेरेपीज से हमेशा हमेशा के लिए खत्म कर दी जाती हैं गंभीर से गंभीर खतरनाक बीमारियां, देखेंगे अगले एपिसोड में. कैसे दूर हो आपके जीवन की मुश्किलें, कैसे सवरे आपका करियर, कैसे सफल हो आपका हर काम, क्या कहते हैं आपकी किस्मत के सितारे, जानिए सटीक होने वाली बौद्ध भविष्यवाणियां.
Namaskar, Trishtile. My name is Kunkar Tindu. I'm an astrologer from Tibet Medical and Astro Institute. The following are daily prediction for the month of September. 26th September 2010, Sunday, 18th lunar day, 8th lunar month. The elemental combination is fire, water. This is not a good combination, and this brings death, but negative activities such as killing, fighting, cursing will be forceful. This day is also inauspicious in taking part in funerals. A deity starts moving from 11 a.m. and therefore parsec therapies during this day is unfavorable. Phumtong is at east direction, so important works should not be done while facing east direction. 27 September 2010, Monday, 19 lunar day, 8th lunar month. The elemental combination is water, wind. This is unfavorable combination which brings disharmony and separations among friends. Therefore, don't believe in rumors and gossips. Avoid lunch. It is prayers to observe 1 year death anniversary for the deceased. Unfavorable day to do Naga Pujas. From today onwards till 20th lunar day of the next month, Phumtong or empty vase will be at south direction. So important activities should not be done while facing south direction. 28th September 2010, Tuesday, 20th lunar day and 8th lunar month. The elemental combination is fire, fire, good combination. During this day, the chances of receiving gifts, offers are there. During this day is especially good day for doing businesses, sewing crafts, practicing generosities, and putting up prayer flags, especially in the morning. This day is not good day to hold public gatherings, meetings, and etc. In this day, the risk of hailstones are there. Pumtong or empty vase is at south, so important activities should not be done while facing south direction. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow at same time in same channel.
बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि।
क्या है भगवान बुद्ध का दर्शन, बौद्ध धर्म का गूढ़ ज्ञान, कैसे मिले दुख से मुक्ति, कैसे पाएं बुद्धत्व, क्या है धम्मम, क्या है संगम। ये कार्यक्रम आपको रोज दे रहा है ऐसे तमाम सवालों के जवाब। आज बौद्ध धर्म के प्रकांड विद्वान से जानिए भगवान बुद्ध का दर्शन और बौद्ध धर्म का सही ज्ञान।
这 sim 没几不从提结束等现在这个 sim 写完的啊这个特别集，但 story 写我们的 story， 加上俺我们穷个呢，俺我们穷个里啊，特别这个说俺让过吧。
When I was 8 or 9 years old, I was living in my monastery, which is about 70 miles from Lhasa, the capital of Tibet. At that time, there were frequent minor earthquakes in the area. The earthquakes would usually occur in the evenings. There was a period when there was an earthquake almost every evening.
Male. Dunju. Kilometers ago,
mile.
Dunju las zhongguo, the dunju needs to combat yard. Pure some get this on it. Pure combat some of Xing Kambain, Xing Gangang.
All of the buildings in this area were completely made out of wood. So when the earth began to quake, the very loud noises of wooden boards banging against each other could be heard everywhere. At that time, because I was so young, I didn't really know how to react, or even how to feel scared by what was happening. So, not knowing how to react in any other way, I would just go to sleep. One night, when I was sleeping through an earthquake, I woke up suddenly to find that someone was carrying me. I couldn't figure out what was happening, but at the same time, I couldn't keep myself awake either. It turns out that because my residence at the monastery is in a building 3 stories tall, my attendants, wanting to keep me safe, were carrying me to a house with only 1 story. So the basic situation of my community was that everyone was having difficulty relaxing due to the environmental circumstances. Because of this, many people became interested in turning to traditional cultural methods of Tibetan Buddhism to solve this problem. They would say, "You are the Karmapa. You need to do something about this."
Oh. Huh? Tortoise. Turtle?
Turtle.
Yes.
Come on. Okay.
This was perplexing to me because, firstly, I didn't even understand why the earthquakes were frightening to everyone. And secondly, I certainly didn't understand how I could do anything to stop the earthquakes from happening. When I explained these feelings to the people who were requesting me to do something, they responded by telling me children's stories. "It's easy," they would say. "There is a big turtle who lives far below the Earth's surface. When the turtle becomes upset, it starts to wiggle back and forth, and this is what causes the earthquakes. You need to talk to the turtle and tell it to stop moving. The first thing I thought was, since the turtle lives so far beneath the ground, he probably wouldn't be able to hear me. Maybe if I spoke really loud, the turtle would hear. So I looked down toward the ground and began talking. So here I was, a young child, trying to think of what I could say to the turtle. What I ended up saying was, "That's enough. Stop moving around. If you stop moving around, I will give you a present." I thought for some reason that turtles must like milk. So I said, "If you stop moving, I will give you milk. But if you keep moving, things won't be easy for you." From that time onward, there were no significant earthquakes in the area. A few years later, when I was 14 years old, I began making plans with some of my assistants to escape to India. These plans were guarded very secretly, and only a handful of people knew of them. One day, I made the final decision that I was definitely going to go through with my plans to escape. I also made the final decision about the exact methods and the exact route of my escape from my monastery all the way to Dharamsala, India, as there are several routes one could take. When these final decisions were made, it was around noontime, and as soon as the decisions were finalized, there was a small earthquake. I didn't think much of this at the time, but later on, it occurred to me that the turtle might be thinking, "The person who gave me such a hard time is now leaving. Therefore, I am free to move however I would like." Maybe this was a sign of good luck. But returning to the main point, the interconnectedness of the inner and outer worlds, the fundamental, uncontrived, innate nature of our minds, and the uncontrived, innate nature of the outer elements of the world exist together in the state of equality. Fundamentally, these two are the same. When we realize and understand this, it is like pouring water into water.